Welcome to another episode of the No Corny Talk Show. Fellow Ambazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians, fellow televiewers, and fellow followers of the No Corny Talk Show, I welcome you once more. Today, the number 8 day for this month of April, and we don't come today for give you an update for the operation the way the Bamenda Brigade for the Ambazonia Defense Forces that can carry them out for inside the capital city of the Savannah State in Bamenda. We will give you that one, and I will also take time for give a reaction to Mark Barata's tweet. And Mark Barata, now one of the Ambazonian activists, he then put out a tweet regarding the big meeting where they come tomorrow between Namdi Kanu, the leader of the Biafra people, and Dr. Cho Ayaba, the leader of Ambazonia. So, ladies and gentlemen, wanna welcome. As a tradition, it always be for this our show, for the No Corny Talk Show. Now, a show they always talk that true without any corny. We'll be na straight people them, and so they talk them straight. So now all now welcome. I go take time for salute all my way that they watch me live for YouTube, as well Facebook. Will they get problem and difficulties with Facebook? Will they continue for focus on YouTube? Any man will watch me at the edge when I'm gonna subscribe for this channel, so that when I go to receive all the latest video, and every time I go live, when I go to receive them. Within 2 days, one of my Facebook account will go open. We don't know when they go see block them again. So I advise all people the way they follow me, whether they listen for the Ambazonia Governing Council and the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Maybe gonna subscribe for my YouTube channel. Maybe we go to continue for the engage for the. So now time for me to play some small music for welcome all man for any place where you're in a day. All man a place day shake day. So this song go to play. I go take time for salute all man. We can join. So today we're going to play a country song. Showcase our culture as the people them for the Savannah states and the people for Ambazonia. Our tradition, our pride. So all man be highly welcome. This one was people for inside the Savannah states. This is our culture embraced all over the world. And across Africa, a unique culture for the people them for the Ambas Bay. All across our territory. So now welcome. I want to salute all man. I will take time for share the link. So as I share the link, we're gonna enjoy the song as it goes. From one corner to another, the Savannah State, we're gonna enjoy our culture. Juju dance is a very big display of our culture and a very strong, get a very strong impact for our people, their psychology. And I say we're gonna enjoy this small Juju dance by the salute all man way day for diaspora way to join me. And I see the majesty way Juju the dance now, it portray our culture. know say all this time dem for do so, e dey talk na talk na communication, drum communication. You see the majesty for the captain, but you see how the waka. You start there, I don't know how to see. Don't know the dance na so. This is one of the most beautiful dance. I just say mystical. That's why I stay at the dance here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a wonderful display of our culture. I want to welcome all man for this platform, the No Conny Talk Show. Today we will get a very good presentation concerning an operation where the Ambazonia Defense Forces them carry am for inside Bamenda, and another one where they carry am for inside Bambili for Bambui, and La Republique. Their reaction, I will release some video them. It be very very specific, and there is a reason why I then decided to release these videos for this operation. Them the planning for the operation until the operation them it can happen. So I want to salute all man for ground zero. Now evening time this, and I don't know whether they will watch this show live for ACN because I no contact our technical staff due to the busy schedule I get them. But I don't come for can talk for now my country people, them my own people. Now me Ambazonian FBI since past King Capo Daniel. Now already midnight for inside Hong Kong, and I think now about 6 o'clock for inside Ambazonia. People they go to finish for market, some shop they go to close, people they go to go back for house during this time for this coronavirus. And besides, I don't take my own first dose for the coronavirus. I will get a specific show to talk about for now. I think probably tomorrow before we get the big show of Dr. Cho Ayaba and Namdi Kanu to talk about the alliance will be in the making between the Ambazonian state and the state of the people of Biafra. So all now welcome for this show. All money place a day. So I will take una today for inside the operation with the Ambazonia Defense Forces they ran carrying out for inside Bamenda City, precisely for inside Alabukang, for all my way know Alabukang, for Alabukang Junction, some place they do where they call them say airline. La Republique they ran can carve out some outposts for they will be mixed between gendarmes and military people them. Sometimes police they come out for up old town they can shoot down with them for they chop for they cook chop, they thief things them for they come up from there, they launch all these their kale, then they harass our people, then they take money for bike people, then from there we then carry out a big operation for day. I think on the 6th of this month, that is 2 days ago, I will release those videos and will be done announce them, but I want to release those videos. And I know say that they watch me for ground zero, and I know say the Cameroon military they watch me for ground zero. I'll get a message for send them for the Cameroon military where they watch me today. Now this program it be now for them. It be designed for them. So ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome. But before we go and start for do this presentation, I don't want to inform our people and say we would then take notice, say the phone of so now a wanted person we yes say he don't come for instance so he use helicopter for come for the can go for palace because he can bury one of the shoe fire them for inside come as they can do the barrier then bring in an inside helicopter no be even for armor car again and then can put it for inside palace and we want to tell them say we don't know whether I don't come out immediately or not, but there was a bomb blast and attempt for take it out. He's a traitor and have committed treason and he's a wanted man. We want to remind our people then say we know about that and make man no worry. Justice it will take its time and it will surely come. It is say enjoy in 99 days. Our own time will come where finally it will enter for our hand. Now just a matter of sooner or later. So before we want take una for inside this big operation we don't happen for inside ground zero. I want to talk with a little bit about the reaction we then happen across Africa about the news for alliance between the Ambazonian people and the Biafra people. This one is very big news. Now, one of the most biggest news we that happened for inside Pan Africanism for over 50 years. Since Kwame Nkrumah, their regime, they be collapsed, and most of those newly independent African states they be recolonized again through conglomerates and big company them for Europe. They never ever get alliance for leaders the way they get the vision for Pan-Africanism. And we'll see say the people for Biafra, the people for Ambazonia, they are coming together. It will give a lot of hope for many other Africans the way they need to enjoy the people's right and the state rights way they're supposed to enjoy them, but the European they continue to undermine them. So we're very hopeful. I will leave all the talk them for concerning the alliance so that we will talk them all a post, we will get a post press conference, me and the press secretary Lucas Asu shortly after that. But first I want to take one of the things the way it be hot right now, and nothing more important than this one for inside sorry this one now the first one I think na a letter from Mark Beretta. How is this possible? I never get that. So there is an issue here I want to bring up for now. Okay. I go on to make a comment here. Sorry, I think I'm getting difficulties to reduce this thing. So now I'll apologize for all the technical difficulties that were to get them. So ladies and gentlemen, they have put out the flyers both by the Biafran people there as well as the Ambazonian people there. We then put out a flyer for the big press conference where go day between Nnamdi Kanu and the leader of our War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Ayaba. And in the response, it then be very highly welcomed by the people of Ambazonia from all spectrum. Dr. Cho Ayaba then take a time for brief the other leaders then for this our revolution, for other movement them. It then take time for brief them, me they understand the thinking where they go on, and the partnership will get them between us and the Biafran people them. Now a very very big victory for both sides. It will help the Biafran them a lot in terms of strategy and the experience with the Ambazonian people then get them, and it will give them a foothold through our legitimacy. So now a win-win situation. We'll go explain later. I will keep all the juice for explain them tomorrow. Surprisingly, it don't really expose the true nature of Ambazonians. As when I see from my screen for corner here for my left hand side. Now Mark Barata, if first initial reaction for this news, now for talking a good thing, but later on he can put out this message where I think say he addressed plenty things them where I go one for talk. For this message, Mark Barata he talk two things them. I go read the message as he did. He said Dr. Cho Ayaba is the leader of the Ambazonian Governing Council, one of the leader of dozen groups fighting for Ambazonia. So all this corny where Mark Barata the maker, it show exactly the type of influence where people then like this one they don't get them for our people, with the very big platform we get them and the very big following we get them. Mind you very well that Mark Barata was the leader of the consortium. By default, he get a huge respect, a huge regard from all people there from Ambazonia. When he be the consortium interim leader together with Tapang Ivor, we work hard to help and assist them in that capacity. And since then, they never give power, they eventually give power, would they for place who they. I want for those give on the background so that we gonna understand why people they take which way talk seriously. Because of that position and that rule we play. And if he play that role very well, we appreciate what we do him very well. He and Tapang Ivo. Then do he be always get a very steady hand and everybody really admire he say what a young man performing so well to save his country. He's my younger brother. But this message we write him, he carry a lot of corny inside and a lot of important things and what I need to point them out for our Ambazonia people, make una understand them. Mark Barata he influence for our people them. He be responsible for making our people make them be so shallow minded, for making our people into ambazamzam. I no go one over blame me so much or talk about that one because many of us we did not study about revolution before we start this revolution. So all man be the try to do it best. Probably he too be the try to do it best. But for this later, this is tweet we set up, we send outside. First of all, he talks say Dr. Cho Ayaba not just a leader, a common leader like many other groups. That is not true. Dr. Cho Ayaba is the leader of our war of liberation. When we talk say na the leader for this war, it no mean na say other leaders they no dey. But na he be the main person where he lead all the majority of the efforts and where it go on for ground. A vision, a roadmap, a institution, a forces them where then they under a rank as the commander-in-chief. Then be so influential where every Ambazonia go agree say without Ayaba Cho and the ADF and the governing council, this war would have ended long ago. That is a measure of how influential his leadership is. So without a doubt, he is the main leader. That is why we acknowledge him as such. So Mr. Mark Barata, if further he talks say any alliance will be between Ayaba Cho governing council and Kanu IPO. For somehow for if try to talk na say this meeting it no go form na alliance between Biafra and Ambazonia. It go form na alliance between Kanu and Ayaba Cho. That one it be so dishonest intellectually. It full of so much corny. Dr. Cho Ayaba he need to just lead na an organization. That organization it is serve na the nation. It is lead na a nation through that organization. The same thing with Namdi Kanu. So when Mark Barata put this out, this statement, as he talks, say no single group. Before I come for this last statement and then I will go ahead for explaining what happen. When Mark Barata put this statement, I don't explain it for people them very well. Say now a human right will be recognized by established charter them for the United Nations. The right of any people to organize themselves and participate in organizing themselves or any organization to represent the interests of those people. So anybody get that right for represent Southern Cameroon. Like I be talking for 1992, Gordy Dinka, one man with one organization, the Republic of Ambazonia, ROA, sue Cameroon government on behalf of on behalf of Southern Cameroon, for inside High Court, for inside Bamenda, and for inside Nigeria. And the court accept for hear the case because say it be Southern Cameroonian, because it talk on the interest of Southern Cameroonian on legitimate issue where it represent the interest of the state. So it be deemed competent so that the court go hear ye. So why Ayaba Cho, where it get a bigger institution like the Ambazonia Governing Council and the Ambazonia Defense Forces, will anybody think that he does not have the same power or is not competent enough? Remember also the case for Banjul, where Dr. Kwang Kevin, with 18 other people, including Pa Fongalafo. These 18 people, now them individually, them petition the court, because I don't read the court file. 18 people where them belong to two organizations, the SCNC and the SCAPO. These 18 people them, they be judged and they be deemed competent by the court for them to represent Southern Cameroon. So how come Mark Barata go talk say no person no fit represent Southern Cameroon? That one, it be so shallow, it be so intellectually unsound for you to make that statement. So I'll come back for that one in a little while, but ma just finish and then I play audio way follow up with this speech so that Mona know it be very important Mona understand what happened. If for that talk say no single group as of now represent Amber. This is the war, the language of the enemy. This is the language of Agbo Bala. This is the language of Isa Chiruma. This is the same language being used by Atanganji Paul. So we no get no person where we talk like who. We cannot represent our state. This is against international law that guarantees political right of political association and participation and political organization. So if Mark Barata they talk say no man no fit represent with no group right now no fit represent Ambazonia, it validate na Cameroon a position where it talk say they no fit negotiate with us. They will go make negotiation now with their own CPDM parliamentarian and their SDF parliamentarian and their political party the way they live for that country. That is the logic where Cameroon they use them, and the logic where Mark Barata they put on now for in front of Ambazonia then. Maybe for even you for even write up for WhatsApp or for Facebook, now for Twitter, for place where diplomats they pick up indicators then. When news they pick indicators then for which way they happen. Now but they go discredit the entire revolution. If for that talk ma play the audio for Saramo wanna hear very well the audio where they go on. So Mark Barata after this tweet, a lot of people then they be agitated, they be complain, say why somebody like Mark Barata, where then we could disappear when things that they go on, it inject itself only with negativity and sabotage like this one. Now the audio this way that send them out, it don't even really reveal how shallow Mark Barata be. So now hear the audio.
The truth is, as of now, no single group represent Amazonia. That is.
So when I hear what way Mark Barata they talk for the audio, say as of now, no single group represent Amazonia. This is so dishonest and a fat lie, and I don't want to take time for address them because now this is kind corny talk them. It embed itself in the psychology of our people for keep them down, keep them incapable of making rational decision, for keep them brainwashed. Now the same Mark it don't confess how he lie for our people say there is a government, how he lie for push the agenda of a government. You know what it takes for somebody to come knowing something is is false, knowing something is wrong, and deliberately misinform and misled our people. According to that, his apology. What does that say about Mark Barata? So, Mark Barata is saying there is no single group that can represent Ambazonia. Now, thank God what he says is irrelevant. Thank God that he has become redundant in this revolution. Otherwise, we will be in deep trouble. So make I play the audio, make una hear the remaining two talking.
Simple ABC, not ABC, not IGK, not IG Sapo, not consortium, no group as of now represent the totality of Amazonia. Even with
So if you use na Connie for talk say no group as of now represent the totality of Amazonia, which is impossible. Even in a country where like in America, there's no group in America that represent the totality of America. The Republicans or the Democrats, they represent their constituency, but they are speaking on behalf of the United States of America, the government of America. There are people who oppose the government. There are people who are not part of that government, but that government do speak on behalf of all Americans. So for the talk about there is no group that represent all Amazonian in their totality, that is gibberish. That is political naivety. Ma play the remaining audio me wanna hear.
Fighting force, no group alone get the capabilities to fight alone on the ground.
So for Mark Barata, for if you try to discredit the Dr. Cho and the position for speak on behalf of Amazonia, he talk na say nobody no get the power, military power for fight alone, as though Dr. Cho be the claim say get the power for fight alone. Or for he probably means say when he think about a leader, or he fear say Ayabacho go assume that power say na he get power for fight alone or whatever. But what will make somebody to say this type of things? Let's hear.
Every group, every leader, he get the same stake, he get the same right to use the name of Amazonia. Every leader fit sign any convention, any decision with any group, with any country, so far as he will say the benefits are.
So wait, Mark Barata the talk for this part say every group get the same stake, every leader get the same right. But of course, that is just what we are saying. Everybody have the same right, everybody have the same stake as equal citizens. But that does not mean that when it comes to influence, every citizen have the same influence. No. There are some citizens who are more influential. There are some groups who are more influential. Dr. Cho Ayaba is seen as the leader and is the leader because he is the leading figure that is carrying out all the efforts, or the vast majority of the efforts. He is the one who influenced, who instigate, who inspired, who fund, who have the backing of his institution and the vast majority of forces behind him that is fighting for the people's aspiration. There is no leader with equal influence on our war effort and our diplomatic effort than Dr. Cho Ayaba. So amongst all of the citizens that have equal rights to represent us, he is the leading person. Therefore, he is called the leader, and he is the leader because he is leading the effort. Is that so difficult? Somebody have to come and teach these ABC things?
And if you help our cause, if today I Bajuan side and it was something like president of AWC on behalf of Amazonia, and then me say it.
So here where to mark the talk. Here how
president of AWC on behalf of Amazonia, and then me say it represent Amazonia. Or
so look at how incoherent the logic of which we Mark Barata the talk. He said if Dr. Cho is the one sign something, now it is sign him as the leader of the egg of C, but it is sign him for represent Amazonia. How you feel to sign something for represent somebody where you need to represent him? He is signing on behalf of Amazonia. He is signing as a leader of Amazonia. of an institution. Make I play this audio again before I break and down for easy way.
Amazonians, they regard it as the leader way. I don't say benefits outweigh the negative and if it help
Yeah.
cause. If today I Bajuwan sign and see, it was something like president of A of C on behalf of Amazonia. And then me say it represent Amazonia. Or
So wait till mark the tongue and say if I Abachuwan sign something, he go sign as the leader of the Egg of Sea, representing Amazonia. But it not necessarily mean I say Naidi represent Amazonia. How incoherent is that? First of all, if you sign something as the leader of the Egg of Sea on behalf of Amazonia, that means you are representing Amazonia. It's like your lawyer is signing on behalf of you. When your lawyer is signing on behalf of you, he is representing you. What he is doing is binding on you. You cannot say somebody can sign something on your behalf and then the same time you say that person is not representing you. It is not coherent. It's not coherent. You should be Mark Barata should at least understand that how these things work. Dr. Cho Ayaba and any leader, any citizen can get into an agreement on behalf of Amazonia with any institution in the world or with any person in the world. It's just like when you want to borrow money, I'll tell you how it works so that any man will understand them very, very simply. It's like you want to borrow money. You can borrow money from anybody. If that person, it is the responsibility for that person to look at you, to assess you and weigh you if you are capable of delivering, if you are capable of honoring the agreement you have. So, just because everybody can sign on behalf of Amazonia, it does not mean that anybody who is of significance will get into agreement with any type of person because you can represent Amazonia, that you are actually representing, you are capable of representing Amazonia. Because first of all, the person has to assess, are you influential in Amazonia? Can you honor the agreement? So for the fact a person that approach you, say you be capable for represent or for honor or for engage your country in an agreement, that means that it is an acknowledgement of your capability and your influence as a leader. So the fact say Namdi Kanu the camp can talk with Ayabacho, now also an affirmation of Ayabacho leadership. The fact that the United Nations they engaged directly with Dr. Cho Ayaba on behalf in an engagement of our country. Now an acknowledgement that he is leading and he is the leader. So Mark Barata be incoherent, he is wrong, he lacks credibility and he lacks the understanding of such things that are not complex. It may sound complex, but these are very, very simple concepts international. If you don't understand this type of simple thing, what then will you understand? So people get into contract. You can go and sign. That's why some African countries, they go and engage in arms deal. That they will come and take their country and they will make promises and this and stuff like that. And then those people who engage with them, they will make sure that he can actually attain that goal so that they will be repaid. They cannot just wake up and trust you with weapons or wake up and trust you that you can represent Amazonia if your influence ends only within your room or only within your platform. So Mark Barata have to know that even though everybody have the same and equal right to represent our state, to what extent that each individual have can determine who can be more effective in representing our country. So if Ayabacho, if you have a Beneza Kwanga Ikome, Bo Herbert, and all the cabal called the Team Ambazonia who went to Switzerland, and they tell them that they are not competent or they cannot get into negotiation on behalf of Ambazonia because Ayabacho was not there. That is to tell you that those people, they are not competent. But if the UN is engaging with negotiation with Ayabacho alone, is to show you that he is competent and have the ability to tell this war to stop, and the war will stop. He have the ability to deliver. So he have the ability to engage the Ambazonian people and Ambazonian state in a relationship with the Biafra people. He is doing it, and there is nothing anybody can do because he is a leader. He have the influence, he have the army on the ground, he have the following. Compare with terms of money, because people trust you with money, it is a vote of confidence. Forget about the draft and the draft, because nobody paid money in that draft. My trip to Boya, we have not seen the list of the Ambazonians who put money inside that thing, in that substantial amount of money. We know that Ambazonians supported my trip to Boya, but the money was not up to $1 million. So we know that the Cameroon government funded my trip to Boya. In terms of contribution that you see every day, the ADF carrying out fundraising events on Zoom, on our TV, by Lucas Asu, by myself, by Mama Wali, by Sheikh Kavi, by Pascal Kiki. When I feel measure for see how Ambazonia did support we financially, we get the highest financial support. We an indicative say we get the highest support from our people then. So ma finish the audio, make una understand what we Mark the talker.
Amazonians, they regard it as the leader. I'm not saying one of the ADF or ADF, but they call him leader of the revolution, leader of Amazon of independence, Amazonian leader. When they expect to say he's the natural leader of the revolution, but it is not true. That is something that we
so this is really the downfall of Mark Barata, to come out and deny the notion that Dr. Chuayaba is the leader of the liberation. It tells of the intention all along. This is what Cameroon government always tell the people: do not support Ayabacho. I remember I began telling my conversation with the ambassador, because I was a Cameroon president here in Hong Kong. The warning the Cameroon government always gave me at that time in the initial stages of this struggle, because I had worked very closely with the embassy before the struggle started. I was working closely with them. I actually conducted the last presidential election in that country. I was the one who conducted that election here in Hong Kong. So I was well connected with these people. I've never joined any political party, because I just thought that all those people were clowns. But the first warning they always give you: don't associate yourself with Ayabacho, because they know that that man have no reverse gear when it comes to our nationalism. So the fact, when you see all these people who are refusing the leadership of Ayabacho, it is not coming out from Joe's naivety, because Mark Barata have testified many times about the influence and the importance Dr. Chuayaba have in sustaining this revolution, and testify that without him, we don't know where we will be today. So for him to come and be preaching this notion that we are a leaderless revolution, we are so divided that you cannot have a single person that can speak on behalf of all of us, he's speaking the language of the enemy. Make una go ask Mark Barata. Say time we NS Mwanyi Umnyobe, they be go for the United Nations for go speak on behalf of their country, the Cameroon. They were speaking on behalf of who? What competence did they have? Is it the same competence today that Ayabacho have? Like the many examples I've given. A leader is capable of leading a nation into a contract that is binding on the entire nation and the entire state. So if Ayabacho is getting us into a relationship with the Biafran, it is binding because he is that influential. But will he deliver us? Because it is a work in progress. if he carry us into Boya, that relationship will be determined by that connection he has. And mind you that as much as the Biafrans need us for legitimacy, as long as the Biafrans need us for legitimacy, we also need them. We also need them. We already have some. I cannot put things out there, but we have studied this thing very well. We need the Biafrans. It's a key component to change the international calculus of our struggle. We need them for that, and we are going to change it. We are going to destabilize the whole Gulf of Guinea and let the white people and the international community knows that we are going to stop the export from petroleum. Let me just leave it there and let us wait for that interview tomorrow. I think the leaders they need to have their time. Let me not interfere with the functioning of our hierarchy. So I'll leave that thing there. I'll leave it there. But Mark Barata have come up right from the beginning of this struggle when he met Agbobala, because he did very well until then. They have come up with projects to force all forces in Ground Zero under the so-called restoration banner that accommodates federalists. They have come and they have failed. They have come with this fraudulent ideology of a government, a fraud ideology of a government, which was supposed to put us and tie us in a posture where we cannot move. And they have failed. They have come up with a county by county to divide us. It has failed. To make sure that forces do not have any central command. It has failed. Mark Barata have lost control. He has struggled to take control of the narrative of the revolution so that he can weigh it and twin it wherever he wants, even against our independence, because that is what he is doing. When you come against the leadership, when you come against a structure that can create that enabling environment for us to have independence, then you are standing on the way of our independence. So they have failed. They have failed to kill the ADF. They have failed woefully, and now they are spilling out milk. So what Mark Barata is doing is just spilling out milk. But I had to take some time to address it, because people like that our people look up to have the potential to continue to keep them where they are psychologically. We have to move past that. So that is it. I want to take una now for inside my main presentation for today. I know say La Republique, they should probably watch, because they watch. If they need to watch, they be so stupid. They watch for here too, or they talk also. I'll send this message particularly for them. May they understand our capability for ground, and also for our people them. May them also be happy and hopeful, so we then get institution where people then be dedicated for them for their cause for freedom, and they work day and night. A lot of people that you don't see, a lot of people that work very hard on Ground Zero and our forces to make sure that they can deliver victory for us, for our state in Ground Zero. Then their works, I'll put them up there today. So I want La Republique to know, say there will be no safe place for their soldiers in Amazonia. Wherever they are, we are going to smoke them out. We are going to chop them out one by one, bleed them out to surrender and withdraw from our country. I'm promising them that. This is the promise Dr. Cho made. This is the oath the ADF have taken, that we will bleed them till the last man of them will leave our territory. We will not blink. We will not surrender. We are a new breed of people. We are ready for all the people that you know today to be taken out. And we will still continue, because the institution and the mechanism Dr. Cho and Benedict Kwa and General Efang have put on the ground, you can't reverse it. As General Mba Ivo have said, we, the ADF, will lead Amazonia into Boya. And we will do so. We are doing it. Dr. Cho Ayaba will lead the Ambazonian people in an alliance with the Eastern Network of Nigeria, of Biafra. The Ambazonian people, our state, our country, will get into an alliance with the Biafra people to change the international calculus about our statehood. For long, we have been brainwashed, taught by our oppressor, taught by those who conquer our state, the Oro Ocho state that existed in that particular Ambas Bay before the coming of the white man. They conquer us, they colonize us, and they teach us in school how to operate and to respect their sensitivity. We have been naive for so long, but that day have finally come. Our forefathers, they thought that by pursuing, but John Gufoncha was naive to think that the United Nations Charter are going to provide him justification and a way out. The SCNC was naive to believe that they are going to argue their way out of Cameroon. And we as well were reluctant to get into war. Dr. Cho was right. And we have been so reluctant, so sensitive about Nigeria unity that we were shooting ourselves on the foot. In Dr. Cho's speech, he mentioned even that, can you imagine what type of a people do arrest your leader? A leader you put red carpet. Siseko Ayoktabi, kidnap him from Nigeria and take across the border and you will not do anything. I want to tell the Ambazonian people that the reason nothing happened was because of the leadership and influence of people like Mark Barata. Because when Siseko was picked up in a conference call, which were the main face of the military wing at that time, which was the Tigers of Manu, and some actions of the ADF that Mark Barata was claiming that it was also the Tigers doing all those things. At that meeting, that crucial meeting, I tell them we must ask our people to rise up and go to all Nigerian consulate. We must ask all the refugees to march up to the police stations and ask that let Siseko be released. So even though Ayabacho is saying that Ambazonia did not rise, some of us, I spoke out. Mark Barata refused. That Capo Daniel, you are so emotional. You want people to just rise up. You want us to declare war against Nigeria. So they should not know. They should know that it is because of influence and short-sighted minds like Mark Barata, shallow minds like Mark Barata, that led us to act like fools, and Sisekos were taken across the border. For days and days, they kept them to see our reaction, and there was no reaction. It's people like that. I remember when they even arrested Abobala of all people. I said that, I sent messages to Harmony Bokpa that all the common law lawyers should not run away. All of them should march and go back to the governor's office and surrender themselves there, that they should arrest all of them. It's either all for one, one for all. But the Vamus, they went to Douala, they catch one or they run. So that generation have failed. We, the never again generation, we have the sole and the primary rule to lead. That is why I spend my time doing this thing. Because the generations above us, they have failed us completely. Their own thinking, they have been the real brainwashed. When Paul Biya said that the assimilation failed, he was wrong. They successfully assimilated those people. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put that aside. I didn't want to dwell on it so much. And let me take you directly to our operation in Bamenda. So I want to send this video as an example of our capability. They say one man freedom fighter is another man terrorist. This video and this capability I want to show our people to feel encouraged, to know that this capability they are seeing, we have 1,000 times more capability than what they are going to see right now. And this is meant to terrorize La République du Cameroon, their soldiers. Mr. Soldier who are watching me now in Ground Zero, all La République soldiers who are watching to come and hear what the Deputy Defense Chief will talk today, understand that we are going to haunt you in our land in your sleep. You sleep, you will not sleep, you wake up and you die like the ones that have been killed, because you are breaching our sovereignty, you are against the will of our people, and you are carrying out genocide. Know that we are going to hunt you guys down one by one. We will never stop. We'll pick you up. If they send you in Bamenda, they send you in Kumba, they send you in Tiko, you are a dead man walking. Let me take you guys to show you one of our operations that was carried out in Alabokam, the Alabokam that you guys have been hearing in Bamenda. We have carried out three operations during this week. One of them, La République, the soldier head was cut off, completely cut off by one of the IED. And they are doing so well to hide their dead bodies. We have one of the people, the civilians who were caught up in that crossfire. Our soldiers could ambush all of those people. There are material I cannot put out there so that you can see from yourself, but I'll put the ones that I can put. So watch this video. This is surveillance video before we take out the 4 Cameroon military people that were killed who went to fetch water. So watch this video with me. For security purpose, I'm going to take out the volume. So these are security surveillance video that were done by our advanced team. This team is our intelligence unit in Bamenda that picks targets and that coordinates such attacks. I'll cancel the volume so that people cannot know. So in this video when I see them, these are our intelligence officers monitoring Cameroon military men who come in this area. This place, they come there, they go to carry fresh water. So they have monitored them. They know that this is their post. They have make a post there in Alabukang. They monitor them, monitor their movement. They know that they are there. They plan, give the information to our forces. They arrange the raid and they launch the attack. This group of Cameroon military, they are made of gendarmes and military men. But sometimes the police, they will come there from old town. So they come here, they cook food, they go around, catch people's fowl, catch people's goat and kill and cook and they eat. Because their government cannot provide them food or sardine, they cannot give them food that real military men eat. So we monitor them very well. Our intelligence monitored them. And we saw what they were doing. We calculate when they go and carry water. They choose a time where civilians will not be there. Unfortunately, one civilian was there and he was hurt on his hand. And he survived. 4 of the Cameroon military men, they died on this attack. Let me show you the video so that you know. And this one is to show the Cameroon military that as you are in Ambazonia, stay in your bunker, hide your head, cover your head with blanket, cover it with bulletproof with the sun until your day can reach, begin pray. But eventually we will come. The Ankamanso is coming for you. The Ankamanso is coming for you. Ma show na the next video. It will show na how they exploit how the attack will come from, which area they will come from, which area they will come. Before we come for, they can save them the hot nkunkum. Now the second video, this one too, I go leave the volume, me be cool, so that I'm gonna know hear the talk. Now second video, this he go around the other area, then for that side, he survey those area, then for that side, he plan the attack. I want to show now, me gonna know say we're fighting for Bamenda, it no be random. Would it take time? They plan the operations, them take time for survey. I will say on some picture, me wanna see our soldier them during that period, but some of those things them then get very sensitive information every day with things them Or no we put them. So now surveillance pictures and this. So I want show them. Make una know, make una be confident for our forces them. So they could deliver them. And make it give una that power for continue to resist and for hold the pillar for the lock for the Monday ghost town. And for send a clear message to the enemy that no matter where you are in Ambazonia, as you live, we dey for your back. You dey sleep, we dey for your back. 24 hours, ADF is everywhere. Everywhere. We don't get capability for take una out inside armored car. We get capability for can take una for play una the chop. For can't take una for place una the control. There is no more safe place. Even when the governor was there, we tried to take him out. There is no more safe place for any of them. Now, I'm going to put the other video, the aftermath for that particular attack we happened for inside Bamenda Day. Now, the one I place where the attack be happen. Now, here the 4 Kelebe, they will be kunkumais.
Yeah, on a good evening. Today na 6 April 2021. So na play this where BI army they can carry water, go cook, chop, wash, can kill our people them. So we plan them for here. So na play where they carry water. So na play where the explosive be there. So if you see how the explosive destroy house, but no man know they stay for the house. Now store you know they don't abandon them. So now for the explosive destroy them. So we get the one that we dey inside tap. So if now look at inside tap here, now we see blood. Yes, now blood and this for a Kelebe for the work on today for the 6th of April 2021.
So, now the Cameroon military and that way then kunkumais and for day. One head caught. That means the bomb move one head completely. Move one head. 2 of them die for this particular place today, live. Then carry them, drag them, go to the road. The other 2, the way they die, who believe say they die, then die now for blood, have blood bleed. Where they never did the way the ambulance and block all that road so for day. For instance, lab come for carry them. And what soldier they be see there for day for ambush them. But some few civilians they come for day for can't stand for corner day then disturb. Because we always put our civilian them first. So the whole second wave for ambush it be stopped. I send this information for La Republic and for all those young men the way they don't deceive them, me they can't join their military for go begin collect 10, 100,000 each. For tell them say it is not worth it. Now a matter of time, the ADF or any of our sister forces them, they go meet them. Now just a matter of time. If they be the hope, say they are infiltrators or propaganda, go dissuade we or go make them forces them go, they go be chakara. They know if we get the experience, the training, the motivation we would give them for them. They don't fail. Ambazonia Defense Forces are coming after you. In your dreams, if you are a Cameroon military, when you close your eyes, you hear wind coming, ADF is coming. You're walking on the road, anything you see, ADF is coming. We are coming for you. We will not stop until you surrender, stop this war, pack your bag, and go back to your country. We will finish you. We are now expanding. We are now getting new possibilities of weaponry in a faster rate that have never been imagined. Run. Run. If you're a Cameroon military and you are in Ambazonia, you have the time to live. Don't die for a diaper-wearing dictator. Because we will chop you guys one by one, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. We have bomb capability that you'll be seeing this week. I'm not trying to just scare you from nothing. I'm trying to terrorize you. I'm actually terrorizing you because it will arrive. This coming week that is coming, if you are a Cameroon military in Bamenda, your name na die. this coming week. Your name na die. They fit continue for hide una die body them. Because from what we will hear from una, they even hide for tell the other unit them one person that ran die for the other unit them. They hide them. We hear say one of the military people will be there for day. They call him Nankamho. Now one policeman way to be there for inside for an old town. When he carry the other one in brain, he go for a house, go commit suicide because of trauma. They call that thing for American STD or naweti, post-traumatic event or something like that. This one to be there for day. Now he help carry that one headway the ran cut his head. He go back for a house, go take his own gun, shoot himself. So now see the kind trauma we na the pool na self for day. If we can't fight illegal war with Mr. Paul Biabi Vondo. When I can turn a terrorist against African black on black apartheid. See the one for Old Town, he go commit suicide. Because he only blood for a colleague. Bomb, boom, cut his head. Now mama appear. Now their blood, now their vengeance, and that's what they come. Now baby matter, their vengeance, and that for on head. All the people who go rape them for a time. Now their blood, and that for on head. All the picking who rape them for school, and now the blood, and that for on head. 50 years of colonization, and the blood, and that for on head. So I tell una say, una pack una back, carry una guns them, and go back for una country. So ladies and gentlemen, the other attack video footages for the planning and execution of the other attack for instance Bangui, we will show for una and the aftermath. May God bless una, may our revolution be short, may our independence, civil liberty in a free Ambazonia be forevermore. Stay tuned for ACN. Watch the press conference tomorrow between Dr. Cho Ayaba, leader of our War of Liberation, and the leader of the Biafra people, Nnamdi Kanu. And don't forget, after that show, we are going to have a post-press conference talk between the press secretary and myself on ACN. God bless you.